Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler every series of videos I do for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that, time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, this sure is green. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is absolutely the case today. I went over there. I got off of work, spent a little extra time, John, with a couple coworkers after everything was said and done. Originally, I just wanted to go home and go straight to sleep. I was done, man. But, since we spent that extra time talking and stuff, it kind of, motivated me a little, to be a little bit more up and alert. So I decided, fuck it, man, I'm going home. But before I go home, I'm going to stop off a place that I love to stop off every now and again, And that's Dunkin. I've stopped off at Dunkin so many times and reviewed so many things from Dunkin that I have an entire playlist called the Dunkin Playlist. So if you want to know my opinion on Dunkin' Donuts shit, that's the spot to be. But what am I reviewing from Dunkin' today, folks? Why is it green? Well, folks, because it's easy being green, regardless of what Kermit says. Boom! It's this! This is their brand new Kiwi Watermelon Refresher. And you can get this with green tea or you can get it with lemonade. I got it with lemonade. Ooh, fancy. Let's get a thing for the thing. So, cat hair. I have a cat, you see. Ha 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 ha! It looks like that. It's green. Kind of a pea green sort of thing, but yeah. Let's give it a go. I'm thirsty. Ooh. Ooh. That's a nice kiwi watermelon flavor. I'm down with that. It's nice, man. That's real nice. Yeah, it's got that really nice kiwi watermelon blend. I don't know who the fuck it was who figured out that kiwi and watermelon work so well together. But whoever it was, I feel like they deserve like a Nobel Peace Prize or some shit. Because they've definitely done way more good on this planet than most people ever will. Oh man, that's really nice. I'm kind of surprised actually at how prominent the fruity flavors are in it. It's, you'd figure they're going to be there, but like, they're immediate, they're very direct, and they're very identifiable. Like, it's just one of those things where you kind of get like more of a kiwi hit at the beginning, and then shortly thereafter the watermelon kicks in. And then kind of behind that, you get sort of a lemonade flavor, get a little bit of a citrusy kind of thing. But it's it's a nice drink because not only is it nice in its flavors and it's got just a nice flavorful profile. Beyond that, I think part of the reason why I like it so much is because it has kind of like a mix of refreshing elements. It's a refresher, but it's got kind of the tanginess from the kiwi, but then it has the more mellowness from the watermelon, and watermelon should be mellow. By the way, okay? Like, I've mentioned this and stuff before. I don't like it, especially when they do, like, artificial watermelon, where they amp up the flavor of the watermelon. It's not watermelon. Watermelon's a mellow fruit. Stop fucking making it into what it isn't. But yeah, so it's got that, and then it's got, like, just kind of that little citrusy hit from the lemonade at the end. And, it's kind of, at its core, basically along the lines of a kiwi lemonade, which, by the way, I did review a kiwi lemonade from Calypso. Go watch that review. But, then it has that nice little watermelon break. So it's not tangy on top of tangy. It's tangy, then you got a little bit of kind of a more mellow smoothness, then you got the tanginess from the lemonade. I really like this. I really like that. I think if anything, if I had any critique, I maybe could have done with the lemonade having just a little bit more bite to it. But that's firmly on me. Like, I'm a big fan. I love lemonade anyway. I'm a big fan of lemonade that's got some oomph to it. It's got some kick. This has a little kick. It does kind of hit you at the end with a little, a little bit again, that kind of that tartness, but not much. I personally think it could do to just have a little bit more of that, just so that you get a greater contrast between the flavors. And if you watch my show, you know I like contrasting flavors a lot. But even then, like, I really like this. I like how you get the tanginess from the kiwi right off the bat. Then you move into the mellowness from the watermelon, and then boom, right back to, you know, a little bit of a tanginess from the lemonade. It's all very fruity and spectacular. I like this, man. It's been a while since I've reviewed a Dunkin' Refresher. Because, you know, a lot of times, like, it's, you know, they just kind of recycle the same flavors. Every now and again, they'll come out with a new one. But when I saw this one, I was like, all right, you know, whatever. It's a, you know, it's a thing. It's green. We'll go with that. That is some good shit. That hits on pretty much every flavor that I want. All they needed to do was find some way to shoehorn pineapple into this, and it just would have been the best goddamn refresher ever. I really like this a lot. I think it's a great mix of flavors. I think the way that they use the flavors was very intelligent. None of it feels in balance. None of it feels like it's trying too hard. It just feels like a well-constructed drink. And I'm very down with that. But, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Clearly and clearly. I think for me personally, like I said, man, this might outright be my favorite refresher that I've had from Dunkin'. Like, there's been a few, you know, I've tried to, like I said, go check the playlist. I've reviewed a bunch of them over the years. And typically I like them. You know, they're not my all-time favorite thing from Dunkin', but, you know, I typically like the refresher stuff, and sometimes they're nice to get. But this one, I think it delivers on everything that it says that it's going to. I don't know how well it would work with a green tea. I think that you know, I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't work necessarily, but with the lemonade, like, I think it works really well. Like, it brings out the fruitiness and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a green tea version. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want to see. Because I could genuinely sort of go either way on it. Like, I could do it, or I could just enjoy this again, because I really enjoyed this. If I'm recommending it to people, I absolutely am. I think this is really good. I think this is one of those things. It's the only people I wouldn't recommend it to are people who, if you immediately read the description of it, and that's not appealing to you, don't. If you're not into kiwi, if you're not into water, you know, whatever. If whatever components or combination of those components doesn't seem appealing to you, don't go in for it, because that's exactly what it's giving you. But I think for every other person, if you see it and it looks even mildly intriguing to you, pick it up, because I really think that this is a good one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly kiwi and proper watermelon-tastic tasting, or tasting-tastic rest of your life. That's what I meant to say. Very final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, the thing that I want you to go out and do, because, like, you know, as much as this is refreshing and good, I do have to admit, I am getting super duper sleepy. I have one more thing to review after this. It's going to be another Dunkin' item, so watch for it. I've mentioned this before. I will mention it again. Make sure you get yourself some good rest, folks. Cannot stress that enough. That is super duper important, especially as you get older. I mean, and even when you're younger, you know, like, but I think, you know, when you get older, it's hard to get in that rest. You got stress, and, you know, you got aches and pains that don't really go away the way that they used to when you were younger. You know, I don't present well as an adult, because I'm not a good adult. But at the time I'm doing this, I am on the better end of being close to 38 at this point. And it's like, trust me, folks, you know, it's like I used to make fun of my dad for having to get up and, do, he could never really just sleep for, and I was like, you're old, and now I'm old, so try to get in that rest when you can, folks. Really important. Anyway.